Hello everyone, welcome back. In our last video, we promoted the server to a domain controller and set up DNS with forwarders. Now we are going to install and configure the DHCP server role so our client machines can automatically get IP addresses. Then we will join a Windows PC to our new domain, homelab.local. Let's get started. Step 1. Install the DHCP server role. To install DHCP, we will use the same Add Roles and Features wizard we used for ADDS. Click on Manage in the top right corner and select Add Roles and Features. Click Next on the Before You Begin page. On the next screen, make sure our server DC01 is selected and click Next. Now scroll down the list and check the box for DHCP server. A pop-up will appear asking if you want to add some required features. Click Add Features and then select Next. We don't need any extra features here, so just click Next. The next page gives you an overview of DHCP. Click Next again. Review your selections and click Install. The installation will only take a minute or so. Once it finishes, click Close. The DHCP server role is now installed, but we still need to configure and authorize it before it can hand out IP addresses. Step 2. Authorize the DHCP server. To configure DHCP, go to the Tools menu in Server Manager and select DHCP. You will see your server listed here with a red down arrow. That means it's not yet authorized to hand out IP addresses. In Active Directory environments, DHCP server must be authorized before they can start serving clients. To authorize the server, right-click on your server name and select Authorize. This registers the DHCP server in Active Directory. It may take a few seconds. Just right-click again and select Refresh. Once the red arrow turns into a green arrow, your DHCP server is authorized and ready to go. Step 3. Create and activate a new scope. Now let's create a scope. This is a pool of IP addresses that DHCP will hand out to clients. Right-click IP version 4 and select New Scope. Click Next to start the wizard. Give your scope a name. I will call mine Lab Scope and click Next. Now we define the IP address range that DHCP will give out. I'm using start IP address 192.168.43.100 and IP address 192.168.43.200. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. If you have any IP addresses you want to reserve for static devices, you could add exclusions here. For our lab, we skip this. Click Next. The lease duration determines how long a client keeps an IP address. For a lab, 8 days is fine. Just click Next. Now we need to configure DHCP options. These are settings that are sent to clients along with IP address. Select Yes, I want to configure these options now and click Next. First, we set the default gateway. This is the IP address that clients use to reach the internet. I will enter 192.168.43.1. This is the gateway in my lab network. Click Next. Next, we set the DNS settings. This is critical. Clients need to know where to find our domain controller. You will notice that the parent domain is already filled in as homelab.local, and the preferred DNS server is already set to 192.168.43.40. That's our domain controller. Since our server is already a domain controller, these are automatically populated. Just click Next. Skip wins. We don't need this in modern networks. Click Next. Now we activate the scope. Select Yes, I want to activate this scope. Click Next, and then click Finish. And that's it. Our scope is now active with green checkmark. Our DHCP server is ready to hand out IP addresses to any client that joins our network. Step 4. Clear the post-installation warning. Now you might notice a yellow warning flag in Server Manager saying, "Complete DHCP configuration." This is completely normal. It's just a reminder to run the post-installation wizard. Even though we already authorized the server, Server Manager still shows this flag until we explicitly run its wizard. To clear it, click the yellow flag, then select Complete DHCP configuration. The wizard will open. Just click Next. On the authorization page, it will use your domain admin credentials. Click Commit, then click Close. Refresh the Server Manager, and the warning should disappear. This is purely to confirm the server is authorized and ready to go. Step 5. Join a Windows PC to the domain. Now let's join a Windows PC to our domain. I have a Windows 11 client on the same network as my server. First, let's verify the client got an IP from our DHCP server. Open command prompt and type ipconfig/all. Look at the output. We have got an IP of 192.168.43.100, which is right in the range we configured. The subnet mask and gateway are correct. And most importantly, the DNS server is automatically set to 192.168.43.40. That's our domain controller. Everything is working perfectly. DHCP is handing out addresses correctly. Now let's join the domain. Press Windows +I to open Settings. Click on System. Scroll down and select About. Under Device Specifications, you will see Domain or Workgroup. Click on that. This opens the System Properties window. Click the Change button. In this dialog, select Domain and type in our domain name, homelab.local. Click OK. Now you will be prompted for domain credentials. Enter your domain administrator account. That's homelab/administrator. And the password you set during the domain promotion. Click OK. Success. You will see a message. Welcome to the homelab.local domain. Click OK. We are prompted to restart the computer. Click Restart Now. Step 6. Verify domain login. After the reboot, click Other User and log in with a domain account, homelab/administrator, and the domain admin password. And there it is. It works. That confirms our PC is now successfully joined to the homelab.local domain. Troubleshooting if domain login fails. If you get an error when trying to log in with a domain account, don't worry. This is very common when joining a PC to a domain for a first time. Here is how to troubleshoot it. Step 1. Log in with a local account. First, log in using the local account you created during Windows installation. On the login screen, click the username and enter your local password and sign in. Step 2. Check network connectivity. Once you are logged in locally, open command prompt and let's check if we can reach the domain controller. Type ping 192.168.43.40. That's the IP address of our DC. If you get replies, the network connection is working. If the ping fails, make sure both your PC and the server are on the same network and the server is running. Step 3. Check DNS settings. Next, let's check DNS settings. Type ipconfig/all and look for the DNS server's line. Your DNS server must point the domain controller, which is 192.168.43.40. If it shows your router's IP address instead, That's the problem. Your client can't find the domain because it's asking the router, not the DC. To fix it, open Network Connections, press Windows plus R and type ncpa.cpl and press Enter. Right-click your Ethernet adapter. Select Properties. Select Internet Protocol version 4. Set the preferred DNS server to 192.168.43.40, the IP address of your domain controller. Then click OK and Close. Step 4. Verify DNS resolution. Now let's verify DNS is working. In command prompt, type nslookup homelab.local. This should return your domain controller's IP address, which is 192.168.43.40. If it does, DNS is working correctly. Step 5. Try logging in again. Lock the screen by pressing Windows plus L. Click Other Users and try logging in with domain account again, which is homelab/administrator and the domain admin password. And there it is. It works. The domain login is now successful. And that wraps it up. In the next video, we will dive into Active Directory users and groups. We will create organizational units, set up security groups, and create user accounts so we can start managing our network properly. If this video helped you, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.